Everybody's a snake. That's why I try to keep the grass cut so I can see them when they coming and I heat their ass up. Cause them niggas that you went to school with will catch you while you in your new whip and turn your brains into cool with. Niggas that you run around getting ass with ain't gonna let you do nothing but carry your casket. Got the nerve to ask kids why I smoke so much and why I'm such a young nigga seem to know so much. While you was running around pumping for niggas, I was listening. You still pumping for niggas. You coming through visiting. You heard LOX came through in a yellow Lex and hopped out with the Air Force Ones with yellow checks. And you liable to see me dolo, ice in the burner under the. A lot of y'all is funny style. Come on, man. When I saw the Lox started off the versus battle with FU, one of my favorite Lox songs of all time, from their second album. It's the first song on their second album. If you listen to that song, it can be a battle record at somebody specific or just in general. The way they set it off, I was like, oh yeah, alright. Even before that, I don't know how much y'all followed this, all the trash talking that was going on social media, but it seemed like, friendly trash talking for the most part, but also with an edge to it. So when the battle started, even before the battle started, all the chit chat that was going on stage, Sheik Loose calling, like literally looking at all the Dipset in their face, calling them corny pussies or whatever. Try to watch the language. I was like, oh, this gonna be good. But when I seen Cameron pull out that little beach chair, I was like, I don't know about that, man. That looked like the first image I got from this, the first thoughts I got from this, Styles had on like, excuse me, Styles looked like he was just at a day at the park with his wife or his kids, shorts, t-shirt, hat. Jada and Sheik, kind of the same thing, jeans, t-shirt. I was alright, these dudes look like they about to get into it. Then I seen Dipset, leather suits on, Joel Santana got on a big, coat from the year 1999, one of them big Averex or whatever it is, with the bandana and the do-rag, and I don't know, Cameron had on like a tracksuit. I don't know what that was. I was like, yeah, I don't know how much y'all know about New York, but that's how Harlem people are. That's how Harlem dudes are, especially from that era of Harlem. It's all about looking fly, looking flashy, showing you got money, being too cool and smooth. Yeah, we from Harlem, 125th. That's how Harlem is. Yonkers, on the other hand, is like more grimy. It's more blue collar. It's more, don't get me wrong, Harlem, not so much today because Harlem been gentrified so much like most of New York. But I'm talking about the Harlem that Cameron and all them come from. It's that flashy hood stuff, whereas Yonkers is more gritty, it's more grimy, it's more straight from the gutter, and you can see the contrast of both of them styles just by looking at them and then looking at the performance. And for those that don't know how New York is set up, basically, if you took Manhattan, is this island right here. Manhattan leads into Harlem. Harlem technically is part of Manhattan, but so Manhattan leads into Harlem. Then it's the Bronx. Then above the Bronx is Yonkers. So basically, these two groups, the only thing in between these two groups is the Bronx, which is a lot. The Bronx is huge. But the way they set it off with FU, I was like, all right, the Lox came for real. And see, with a lot of the verses, I don't know how much verses y'all been watching, a lot of people been rapping over the track or singing over the track playing in the background. I feel like the Lox might have been the first one, I could be wrong, where I felt like the artist wasn't just performing over the track, they actually were doing it, which comes into play later. And then I don't got no notes for them. I'm just going all off the vibe I got, because to me it was in my top 3 verses. The only one I say probably had more attention in this was Gucci Mane and Jeezy, and that's because somebody actually died. Like, them dudes really don't like each other. The Lox and Dipset coming into it, I was like, this is gonna be friendly competition. But it was, the Lox made it more than just friendly competition. I don't think they wanted to fight, but they was dead serious about, we gonna punk y'all, we gonna chump y'all, we in New York, we in the Mecca, this 90s, early 2000s New York vibe, so we gonna really bring it, as opposed to Dipset. I feel like Dipset showed up thinking, this gonna be a versus battle, let's look fly on our Harlem shit and have fun. And the Lox was like, nah, we not having it. And you can also tell the synergy, the brotherhood, the closeness of the Lox versus Dipset. Now the Lox, to my knowledge, they've been out since '96. I never heard about them having no beef with each other. They never broke up. None of that. Dipset, Cam and Jim then went back and forth over the years. They Joel's the man in out of prison. He done had beef with Cameron saying he wouldn't get paid. So I don't know how much Dipset actually are still cool with each other, and I don't know how much. To me, and I'm sure to everybody that watch this, it don't seem like Dipset has performed together in a long time. Maybe they have, or maybe they haven't. I don't know, but it ain't seem like it. Like their energy was off. They DJ was, I don't know who was DJing for Dipset, but they DJ was horrible. Like it was some. I feel like the Lox, Jadakiss specifically, he must have had a microphone that Dipset definitely didn't have, because I could hear everything that Kiss and all of them, Kiss, Jada, and Styles was saying. I mean, Kiss, Styles and Sheik was saying. I could hear all their words. Dipset, it's like some of their stuff I could hear, some of the stuff I couldn't hear. The beat was playing over them. It's like they was mixing songs and they didn't know the lyrics to the songs. And you gotta get a Lox credit, because the Lox, when somebody call you out, I don't know, I'm a stand-up comic, so I know what it's like to be on stage in front of a crowd. A lot of y'all don't know about that, because a lot of these people out here, everything they do is on Instagram, and it's pre-recorded and they edit it and all this stuff. It's different when you in a live performance and it's a crowd right there. It's a different type of energy. You got to be on point. Your memory got to be good. You can't be up there stumbling and fumbling, especially if people pay good money. They spending their time to see you. All the people in there probably got COVID now. Let's keep it real. At least half of them, as much as they was powered in there. So all the stuff you going through to be in there, you got to be ready to perform. Now, if the Lox would have came with the same energy that Dipset had, maybe it wouldn't have been as bad for Dipset, because maybe the crowd just like, all right, well, they both on the same. But the Lox seemed like they were so prepared and so ready for war compared to Dipset, where like they was thrown off. And I'm gonna tell you, first of all, I'm starting over F you, like I said, set it off right. I'm gonna tell you why I really think it really first started to go downhill bad for the Dipset. When Jadakiss did the freestyle, the Who Shot Your freestyle, and that's one of the best freestyles, over one of the best beats ever. It was so New York, it was so grimy, it was like, it was dope. And then Cam followed that up with I Get Computers Putin. I'm like, Cam, you can't, don't get me wrong, I like Get 'Em Girl, whatever that song is. I like that song, but you can't follow up a dude that just held the crowd's attention with an ill lyrical freestyle, and then your next song starts off with I Get Computers Putin, I Get the Boosters Putin, whatever that lyric is. It just, when he did that, I was like, Cam, you got to come out with one of your more lyrical songs to follow that. Like, I thought Dipset track list wasn't good. And let me say this much. I love Dipset and I love the Lox. Jadakiss is in my top 10 rappers of all time. The Lox is in my top 10 group of all time. Cameron is like definitely in my top 20 MCs of all time. And Dipset probably in my top 10 groups of all time. So I got a lot of love for both sides. But just going off performance, the Lox came ready. I don't know if the Lox maybe also had an advantage besides their synergy and they'll never having no gripes and performing together and standing together all these years. I think another thing, you got to remember, Swiss Beats is also Rough Riders like the Lox are. So and Jadakiss has already done a versus battle. So they kind of came in maybe with an edge on that way also, because having one of their members already do this, and plus having somebody that's a part of their team being the architect of the whole thing that they're doing. And I felt like, I don't know, I got to think about these gangs. Like me being an 80s baby, Bloods and Crips is Los Angeles and Little Rock, Arkansas. I know we got Bloods and Crips and all that stuff here in New York now. I ain't never been in no gang. I don't get involved with gangs, but I just don't look at no New York, these Jersey, Patterson, Newark. I don't look at these gangs the way I respect like Los Angeles and Little Rock, because those are the originators. So when I felt like when Styles started calling on the non-trade mail murder and this and that, calling out the non-trade Bloods, I was like, okay, he calling, he like really sticking it to Jim now, because that's what Jim Jones claimed, non-trade gangsters and all that. And he said Max B. Now, if y'all don't know, Jim Jones hates Max B. Max B, I don't for y'all. I'm guessing anybody that watched this, y'all know about these groups. I ain't gonna break down each person, but if you know, Jim Jones and Max B can't stand each other. And when Styles said I spent 3 days with him before, I don't know if he's telling the truth or just trolling. And then Styles started calling out all the non-trade gangsters that Jim Jones cool with. I was like, ooh, that's when I was like, all right, this getting personal now. And I thought that was gonna like light a fire in the gym. And I thought Jim was gonna come out swinging, not literally swinging, but like rap, like all right, let's get into it. I felt it kind of didn't happen. I felt like everything, all the tactics besides the music that the Lox was doing, to throw Dipset off, they square to throw them off, they pivot to get underneath their skin, it was working. And I felt Cam, when he did Welcome to New York City, he tried to bring it back. He was like trying to, like, all right, I gotta, because Cam wouldn't even come out for the first few songs. It was just Jim and Jewels. And then I think Cam saw like, oh, this ain't no cakewalk, this ain't no beach chair for me to sit in. And he got up and he tried, as the leader of Dipset, he tried to like bring him back. But at that point, I think it was kind of too far gone already, even at that point. And he did the Welcome to New York City. He was like, y'all ain't Kiss you. Lox, y'all ain't got no anthems like this. And then Kiss followed it up with, I got 100 guns, 100 clips. Yes, I'm from New York. Now, you can argue which song is better. They both dope records, but they both are New York anthems. So it was like Kiss, like, I got something for that too. And then even when Dipset tried to call out the Lox, like, y'all ain't got no songs with the ladies. And then they broke out the Mariah Carey songs. And like, no, we got lady songs. We talking about Ride or Die Chick. So it was like, and then it was a point where Cam tried to do like a freestyle at the end to show like, all right, let me show you my lyrical ability now. And I assume he couldn't remember the words, or he just noticed the crowd wasn't feeling it. I ain't sure which one it was. And he kind of just was like, I forget it. And then he played Old Boy so late in the competition. It's like I equated to like basketball. People think, oh, you had a good fourth quarter. But if you had a bad first, second, and third quarter, and you down 20 points, you might have a great fourth quarter, but it ain't enough to make the comeback. And that's kind of what it was like at the end when he played Old Boy, some of his bigger records. It's like he was trying to bring it back, but it's like at that point, they was down too much. The crowd had already decided. And truthfully, watching it, on the phone, not being there, I couldn't tell for sure, if the crowd was into it or not, for which side. It's hard to tell, but I'm just telling the vibe I got from watching it myself. And I was following it on Twitter, just the reaction. I was like, all right, yeah, I'm not tripping. The dudes like the Lox is kicking their ass. And Freaky Zeke, man, like all that dancing around and stuff. I understand Freaky Zeke is Dipset hype man. That's what he do. He do his little Dame Dash, late 90s, early 2000s thing, dancing around. It just, I don't know, it don't hit the same when you like 45 doing it. You know what I'm saying? When you like 45 doing it versus being 25 doing it, to me, it just looked ridiculous. I was like, yo, he making a fool of himself. Now, granted, if Dipset was performing better, all that stuff he was doing, maybe it would have seemed better. But the fact that they was losing, he still was up there doing all that. Whatever dancing, weird dancing he was doing. I don't know. Either way, it was a good versus battle. Still love Dipset. Still love the Lox. They supposed to be going on tour together with State Property. That's actually a tour I would like to, I wouldn't mind going to see. But yeah, the Lox came out swinging. They held it down for, this was a real, like, I live in New York, like from there, but I know New York well. This was like New York. This is like the crust, the foundation of New York groups like Dipset and the Lox, right along with, people like Jay and Nas, Biggie, like those people, like, so it was real New York. Dipset, I think Dipset gonna learn a valuable lesson from this. Like, yo, we gotta come out prepared for shows, get back on our grind. We can't be coming out on that fly Harlem stuff and all. I mean, I guess you still can do that most places that's not New York and not Philly, not places like that. And they're not gonna be in battles. I guess it's different when you just doing a concert. But yeah, man, shout out to the Lox because they came for war. I gotta salute Jadakiss because I've seen Jadakiss in concert at Powerhouse. It was like 2004. And I was like, all right, but that's such a huge building. This is where the Sixers play. So it ain't the same when it's a huge venue like that. But remember, Jadakiss dissed Beanie Siegel in Philly in 2001 at Powerhouse on stage and got booed and all types of stuff thrown at him. But he finished his whole verse and he dissed Beanie at the height of Beanie Siegel in his city. So I gotta really give love to Kiss because Kiss like really controlled that whole show and that packed building and that environment with all them people there and another 500,000 watching. You know what I mean? Leave a comment. Let me know what you thought. Lox Verzuz Dipset. It went down. Who you think the next verse is going to be? Truthfully, on some R&B tip, I want to see Mary J. Blige first. I would like to see Mary J. Blige versus Mariah Carey, or I would like to see Mary J. Blige versus Tony Braxton. That's like one I want to see. Leave a comment. Please subscribe. Please hit the like button. Let me know what you thought of the battle. Your boy Yo Scruggs signing out. And maybe I work in Brooklyn. I'm at work now. I'm bullshitting. I just saw the drive-by shooting at the corner. And this is the gentrified part of it's Bed-Stuy, but it's gentrified now. And who knows? Maybe that energy last night done bring the old New York back. Not that that's a good thing, but your boy Yo Scruggs. Peace.